Hey everyone, today I thought we could look at two of my favorite travel mice, the MX Anywhere 3 and the M720 Triathlon from Logitech. Both mice are great for very different reasons. Let's head back to the desk and take a look at them. All right, first up we have the MX Anywhere 3 for business mouse. This is a great compact mouse, really high quality. The build quality on it is great. Has some nice side buttons if you want to navigate backwards and forward. Got a good click, and then it's got a scroll wheel that depending on the speed that you spin it at, it either has tactile feedback if you're going slow, but the faster you go, it'll actually go to a free scroll. By default, it's going to register at about 1000 DPI, but you also can change the speed in the Logitech options software, and you can change those increments in increments of 50 DPI. Overall, it's got 6 total buttons: back, forward, the wheel mode shift that I talked about, middle click. One of the other things that's great about it is it does use the Logi Bolt receiver, so if you have the MX Keys keyboard, you can use that as well, but it also has Bluetooth Low Energy 5.0. The wireless operating distance is up to 10 meters away. And then it does have a USB-C port for charging. There's a 500 milliamp hour battery inside of it, which is really convenient. Overall, the weight is 99 grams, so it's very light and it's very compact. One of the cons that is more apparent when you compare it to a larger mouse, like a full-size mouse like this, you can see that it really doesn't support the hand very much at all. So it's a small mouse, and depending on how you use it, I tend to grip the mouse like this. And you can see there's a lot of extra space here, which can introduce some fatigue depending on how you hold the mouse. But overall, super convenient, nice, compact package. You can connect to 3 different devices at once, and you can switch leveraging the button on the bottom here. This is overall a very lightweight mouse, rechargeable, it's convenient to take with you, and it can easily slip into a backpack due to its compact nature. Now, let's compare that with the Logitech Triathlon M720 mouse. You'll notice there's no USB-C port. It actually leverages a AA battery. It does have a convenient port to hold a unifying receiver, so it's not the same Logitech Bolt receiver. This mouse is set at 1000 DPI, similar to the default of the MX Anywhere 3, but it cannot be changed in software. So you're kind of in that middle ground. Overall, I think it's a good DPI setting if you're going to only have one. It's convenient to use depending on the different screen sizes that you might be leveraging. What sets this mouse apart from others, and one of the reasons why I really enjoy using it, is it has a 3rd button on the side. So you still have the back and forward buttons that you have on the Anywhere mouse, but this button, as you can see, when you tap it, it highlights what device you're connected to. So if you tap it more than once, you can actually scroll through and quickly change devices without having to pick your mouse up off the table. Say you have this mouse connected to maybe an iPad and then also a PC laptop that you're working with. You can quickly on the fly tap through them and not disrupt your flow if you're maybe working off of both devices at once. The overall build quality is not as nice as the MX Anywhere mouse, but the price difference is massive. By default, the Logitech Anywhere Mouse 3 is going to run you about $80 retail, and the Triathlon will run you $35 retail. There is kind of a nice soft feel to the Triathlon mouse, but one of the things that I do worry about with these is that over time, that soft kind of grip might wear off and expose the harder plastic underneath. You can't really tell, but there's actually a hidden button inside the side right here, which allows you to maybe modify what you're doing. It's great to leverage if you want to change maybe the scroll direction, but this does also have the tilt scrolling as well if you like to tilt from side to side. This does not have the kind of free-flowing ability of the mouse wheel. It's just going to have that click. I personally like a tactile click, but I know there's some others that don't prefer that. And overall, I would actually say the loudness of the clicks are relatively similar. Now, if you don't like the click noise, there is actually a newer version of the Logitech Anywhere mouse, the 3S, that's supposed to be quieter. I haven't had a chance to test it out. So if you have used the Anywhere Mouse 3 and the Anywhere Mouse 3S, please sound off in the comments below and tell me, do you actually think the click is significantly quieter? And would you consider that worthy of an upgrade to the Logitech Anywhere 3? Overall, like I said earlier, when comparing with the Anywhere 3 mouse, this mouse just in general holds the contour of my hand better. It's more comfortable to use in longer periods. Downside, that AA battery I don't really love. I wish they made a USB-C version maybe that costs a little more, potentially with slightly better hardware. For me, really having the ability to quickly on the fly switch devices is really nice. When I'm at home and not traveling, I actually leverage this to connect to a monitor that has two different PCs connected to it, and I'm able to quickly switch on the fly by just changing the input on my monitor and then using this. I don't have to use a KVM switch or anything like that. I even bought a special case to protect it so that when I'm traveling, this can slide into a bag and then carry it. This mouse, I feel like, doesn't necessarily need a hard shell. You can find them and buy them. If you're worried about scuffing it, you can use a sleeve to maybe protect the outside of it. But overall, this is really convenient to just slide into a backpack. It's just not as deep as, say, something like this. One of the other things too that I'll talk about is battery life. Logitech says that you can get somewhere up to 70 hours of use off of one full battery charge, and that charging for just a few minutes will give you access to 3 hours of use. Your battery life is going to vary a little bit depending on whether you're using the Logi Bolt receiver or if you're using Bluetooth, and depending on the device you're connected to, it might impact the battery life a little bit. For the Triathlon mouse, they do say that the battery can last up to 24 months off of that single AA battery. Overall, having the AA battery, you could switch to a rechargeable one, carry an adapter to charge it, but the other thing that's convenient is typically AA's are still relatively easy to find no matter where you're traveling in the world. Both of these devices leverage the Logi Options software so that you can customize some of the buttons and what they do, and both of them also have the similar range of 33 feet or roughly 10 meters. Which mouse do you think would be best for you? Do you prefer something a little more compact and more premium feeling with a rechargeable battery? Or are you like me and you'd prefer something that has the ability to quick switch between multiple devices and overall gives you kind of the more traditional feel of a full-size mouse? I'd love to hear what you think in the comments below. If you enjoyed this video, please like and subscribe. It really helps the algorithm to know what to recommend to people. If you'd like to support my channel, there's a link to the Patreon in the description. I really appreciate you taking the time to watch, and I'll see you in the next video.